Hi everyone, thanks for checking out another Eagle Eye Productions video, and today we're gonna take a look at the Mercedes-Benz SL. And this SL, this generation, followed the iconic R129, the very iconic SL from the 90s, which is in my opinion the most beautiful SL. But definitely this early 2000s SL does have its charm, and the beautiful thing is when you had the S500, I should say the SL500, the SL600, you already had a V12 in the previous generation. And here they also had a V12, but they also have the 5.5 and even the 65 AMG. Let's start with this one. This is the most expensive here in the Netherlands, and this was the top level model within the SL range. So this is a 2005 car. It has the V12. Which is, when you look at the car itself, I mean, a V12 in a two-seater convertible is, yeah, that was just the times that, you know, almost 20 years ago, all manufacturers were going through. Like, the more absurd, the better. And back then, it's not like they didn't blink an eye, but nowadays in 2024, you look at this, it's a V12 bi-turbo two-seat convertible. I mean, it's fantastic, isn't it? But this car is still quite expensive, 160k. I think new it was, of course, more expensive, but this era for Mercedes-Benz, the mid-2000s, is something that I personally really like, and it really grows on me when the years go by. Red interior, totally fine. It needs to scream a bit, and it does. I mean, look at this. I think at one point this was one of the fastest, maybe convertibles in the world. Maybe even one of the fastest production vehicles in the world. Look at this, a massive V12. This was the continuation of the V12 that you can also find in the S600 from the W140 generation. That one is very square when it comes to, you know, the top of the engine, and this is already... This looks also quite bulky, and I think it's 6.5 liters bi-turbo V12. Not really sure about the output figures, but I think more than 500 horses at least. Beautiful car, aged really well if you ask me. It's definitely something special without shouting too much, so that's always a big plus. 612 horsepower, which was for the time a bizarre power figure. It's not a 6.5 liter, it's a 6 liter V12 with this this amount of horsepower. Crazy, and the price is still crazy, but this is, when you talk about a classic vehicle, this is definitely a classic vehicle. This really screams mid 2000s, early 2000s. Mercedes, and again, I'm a big fan. Let's continue. Here we have the SL55 AMG. So this is a 5.5 liter V8, also bi-turbo. Close to 100,000 euros. This car should cost, didn't even drive 10,000 kilometers, a little bit over 5,000 kilometers driven, I believe. So it's like brand new. The 55 AMG is a AMG engine with a longer track record than the 63 at this point. But gradually the 55, was decommissioned, and the 63 and the 65 came in its place. I think somewhere in the 90s, the 55 AMG came onto the market, and also was put in many cars. The E55, the S55 AMG, the SL55 AMG, so multiple applications. Yeah, beautiful analog car still. Here you have the upgraded engine that you can also find in the C63, in the A63, in the S63 AMG. And even the G-Class, they had the 63 AMG. So this is also a very well-known engine. And as I said before, it's a follow-up of basically the 55 AMG. Bigger displacement, bi-turbo. Yeah, beautiful. Definitely. I mean, this is fantastic. This one has 500 horsepower, the other one has more than 600, so you can also see the improvement that the 65 has over the 55 AMG. Uh, Apparently it was imported, but it's brand new, just a little bit more than 5,000 kilometers driven, which is strange because the car is from 2003, which is now then 21 years old. Okay, this is also a car 2006, so it's kind of a later model. Special coloring. Also the 55 AMG, pristine condition, original paint, very powerful V8. Yeah, this color is also, this screams early 2000s. Nice seats, nice coloring and stitching, the legendary engine in here. Yeah, guys, I mean, beautiful. It's close to 70k. Let's see if we go a little bit. I only selected AMGs. Here we have an 65 AMG with a little bit more kilometers on it. Still, they ask 55 for it. A 2006 model, which is, when you really think about it, these are old cars already. They are old. Definitely beautiful car. It really grown on me. Also, when they just were introduced, I had to get used to the new kind of styling. It was really like the 90s and the 80s were all very boxy, square cars, and this is when German cars in general try to be more, updated to the new millennium, the 21st century. And they did it gradually. I mean, the beginnings were nice, and later on, I don't think, not all the models were that well put together. But this is all right. This is more than all right. It is a classic. Yeah, cars like this, you're happy to drive a couple of hundred kilometers and blast down the autobahn. They're just built to eat up the miles. But with the convertible, you always have to be careful that the convertible roof still works, because parts and things like this for a car like this, they are expensive. I mean, I think when this car was new, 300,000 euros or something. Now you can pick them up for 55, which is still a lot of money. But back in the day, this was, the top of the line what Mercedes had to offer. So, definitely very, very capable cars. Blacked out, black on black SL 2004. 2002 is more of an early model. Let's see, this is the 600, so this is also the V12, I suppose. But probably without turbos, but we'll see. So this is the 2003 SL600. Still beautiful to look at. Yeah, this is the non-AMG version of the car. V12, yes, 6 liter. You were the man or the woman back then, It was just, you couldn't go higher, or you needed to go to Bentley or Rolls Royce or anything like this. But yeah, it didn't do that much kilometers. I mean, look at how big and how busy it is on the, in the engine bay here. It's crazy that they put a 6 liter V12 in a car like this. And, the non-AMG V12 is 500 horses. And when you go for the AMG pack, you get an additional more than 100 horses on top of that. Same kind of engine, but I don't see it has any turbo going on. So this is a naturally aspirated V12. I'm sure you feel like the king when you drive around like this. Let's go for another one, and then we're going to close off this video. 55 we had. This is the 500. This is the 5 liter V8 from 2007 for a little bit more over 40k. Didn't drive that much yet. Let's just close off the video with the SL500, which is, when you talk about these kind of cars, is already It's enough actually. I mean, a big, relatively big V8 in a car like this. I mean, it's plenty. Oh, this is the SL55. Okay, so this is the AMG one. Okay, I thought we selected the 500. These are quite brittle. I mean, and when they go, you do need to pay quite a lot of money to get them fixed. So I would go for a hardtop instead. But yeah, to be honest, if you live in a climate that has nice, warm, hot summers, I mean, and you do have some spare money put aside for repairs, then why not? So this is the V12, indeed. 63 was always. Oh, this is the 55. Yeah, this is a V8, definitely. Still looks nice for its age. It does. So this one has close to 400 horses. Like I said, it's plenty. This is a cruiser. It's not necessarily Autobahn. It's not super hardcore. It's more comfortable. But it's a cruiser. It's a relaxing, comfortable cruiser. And the technology is all very early 2000s, but it doesn't really matter. It adds to the charm when you ask me. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and we hope to catch you in another classic car review. Thanks for watching.